Hello friends, I'm Tuko, and these are my friends. In today's story, you'll hear a fun and magical tale about me and my buddies, called Tuko and the Flying Magical School. So come along, let's begin the adventure.
In the heart of the whistling woods, where the leaves hummed lullabies and mushrooms danced at midnight, lived a little turtle named Tuko. Tuko wasn't your regular turtle. His shell was painted in bright colors, and he wore tiny round glasses that made him look like a baby professor. But despite all his cleverness, Tuko had one big problem. "I'm the slowest animal in the whole forest," he sighed every morning as monkeys zip-lined past him like jungle ninjas. "I'll never do anything amazing in life." One day, while Tuko was reading a book titled 101 Ways to Fly Without Wings, a big announcement echoed through the forest like thunder with hiccups. "Attention! The first ever Flying Forest School will take off this Sunday. All animals are invited to join the magical journey of learning and adventure. Only the most curious, kind-hearted, and courageous will be selected." Tuko's glasses fogged with excitement. Wow. "A school that flies? That's my dream. I want to learn everything. But would they take a slowpoke like me?" When Tuko reached the big clearing for auditions, it was buzzing with animals. Minu, the mongoose who juggled marbles while spelling long words. Taffa, a slightly clumsy giraffe who wore roller skates because she was tired of walking so tall. Pico, the peacock who could type with his feathers. And Flap Flap, the mosquito who spoke only in rhymes. Tuko stood nervously, holding his little backpack and a notebook titled "Things I Want to Know Before I Grow Old." The school's principal arrived in a swirl of sparkles, a wise old owl with a top hat named Professor Twitwick. "We need not the fastest," he said, "but the bravest, kindest, and most wonderfully weird." The first test was inside a floating bubble library guarded by jellyfish made of ink. Each student had to answer a lost question whispered by the wind. Tuko's question was, "What grows only when shared, is invisible, and can fix a broken day?" Tuko thought hard. Then he smiled and wrote, "Kindness." The jellyfish high-fived him with their squishy tentacles. "Correct! Most forget that answer. Well done, wise shell boy." The second test was trickier. The animals had to walk through a swirling tunnel of fog that spoke their deepest fears. Minu, the mongoose, heard, "You'll always be just a sidekick," and nearly ran in circles. When Tuko entered, the fog hissed, "You're too slow. You'll always be last. No one believes in you." Tuko stopped. Then he slowly whispered, "Even if I'm last, I never stop." Slow steps are still steps forward. The fog paused, then cleared completely. Tuko walked out with a calm smile. At the end of the tests, Professor Twitwick clapped his wings. "Welcome, chosen ones. You are now students of the Flying Forest School." A giant tree, with wings made of leaves and balloons, descended from the clouds. Ladders unrolled from its branches, and animals climbed in. Tuko's heart raced. "I did it," he whispered. Inside the school were classrooms made of honeycomb, floating desks, and a juice machine that only served beetroot smoothies. Their first lesson was a field trip to the upside-down mountain where gravity worked backward. But when the school floated close, it started spinning. A wild wind blew everyone off balance. Taffa the giraffe shouted, "We're losing altitude. We need to adjust the balance. Quick," said Professor Twitwick. "Each student must crawl to a branch and press the balance buttons in exact order. Red, blue, yellow, green." "But it's slippery. We need someone steady and slow," Pico shouted. Everyone looked at Tuko. Me? He blinked. You're our only hope, said Minu, while trying to balance on a book. Tuko nodded. Slowly, steadily, he crawled across the swaying branch. Buttons flashed. He tapped red, then blue, slipped a little, but held on. Yellow, green. The school stabilized. The animals cheered. After weeks of flying lessons, cloud math and jellybean chemistry, it was time for graduation. Today, Twitwick said, we celebrate not speed, but strength of character. He turned to Tuko. You have shown us that slow doesn't mean weak. You taught us patience, kindness, and courage. He handed Tuko a glowing medal. Tuko the Turtle, most steady soul of the sky. Tuko's shell glowed with joy. The other animals lifted him high and chanted,
He's not the quickest, he's not the flash, but his slow and steady made a splash. He's not the quickest, he's not the flash, but his slow and steady made a splash.
If you enjoyed our story, please like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, and don't forget to visit the TinySmiles official channel again for more such fun and delightful stories. Thank you!